also for the benefit of UK people.
James Landale from the BBC first.
Hello, good afternoon, Ambassador. Ambassador, you place great store by international cooperation. Will China, as a result, cooperate with any independent international investigation into the origins of this pandemic? Will China provide any investigators with full access to all the relevant data, locations, and witnesses?
China has been open, transparent from the very beginning. We have invited the experts of WHO to come to China, and they visit not only Wuhan but also other places, other cities, and they came up with a very extensive, comprehensive report about their study in China. You know, I hear quite a lot of this speculation, disinformation about China is covering up and China is hiding something. This is not true. I do not know if you have read the report of WHO. You know, some people already have a prejudgment. Each time they hear the American politicians accusing China, criticizing China for hiding, for covering up, you know, they just turn to them. But one Chinese spokesman spoke about the facts. I read very little coverage here in Western media. So this already had a prejudgment, the bias against China. That's the problem. I think that I would advise the media, including British media, to be balanced, to be objective. I'm not calling you to be friendly to China, just to be balanced. You know, while you are reporting, just like what the U.S. Secretary of State criticizing, so-called, you know, stigmatizing China, you should also report what the counter-argument of China. You should also report the WHO, what their comment on it. So that's the problem. You know, when the media have this bias, they only report something they like to hear. They don't report what the other side of the story. So I've told you, and the Chinese government have been transparent, open, very quick. You know, one American complained that China have not shared information, has not reported to WHO, to international organizations 1 month after the outbreak. That's not true. You know, the first, when this first reported on 27th of December by Zhang Jixian, he reported much earlier than Li Wenliang. The people only focus on Li Wenliang. Li is a hero. We recognize him. He made, you know, he sacrificed for fighting this virus. But he spread, you know, he did not report to the authorities. You know, he shared this story 3 days after Zhang Jixian, Dr. Zhang, reported to the local health authorities. And then the government adopted a very strict, swift actions and notified 4 days later, notified the WHO and share information 7 days later with Americans. So that's how Americans can take that action to take his nationals back and to close the border. You know, if you check the timeline of what China is doing, we have been transparent. We've been, you know, straightforward with all the data. You're talking about independent investigation. It's up to the WHO. You know, that's why we support the WHO. We believe we have to play by the international norms, international rules, not by, you know, some other countries' rules. Like some other country, even their local courts sued China. It's absurd. You know, I've been posted twice in Washington. This is not the first time that, you know, some politicians, some people want to play world police. This is not the era, of gunboat diplomacy. This is not the era when China was still a semi-colonial, semi-feudal society. This is the 21st century. This is the third decade of 21st century. I think those people, I cannot understand them. These people still live in the old days. They think they can bully China. They can bully the world. If WHO do not act in their way, they stop supply, they stop support, they criticize WHO to be China-centric. That's not right. That's not right, So we are calling for international cooperation. That's the only weapon. That's the only way out to win this battle against the virus. Not by scapegoating, not by playing games, not by politicizing the virus, not by spreading political virus. So we have to be guarded against this while fighting the real invincible enemy, to quote President Trump. I think China is not an enemy of the United States. If they regard China as an enemy, I think they choose the wrong target. China is a friend of the United States. China is a partner for the United States in fighting against the virus. China has donated 1.8 billion face masks. That means 6 face masks per person in the United States, despite these politicians spreading disinformation against in China. But we also try to help and lending our help hand to American people when they need us.